Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to St. Eustatius, Statia. We are in an airplane I usually don't fly. And we're here to check out something rather specific, something rather Pacific. So let me check that out real quick. Where are the fuel pumps in this airplane? Yeah, fuel pumps work in the Baron, so there's something with the... Alright, well, let's fly this for fun. Let's fly this for fun. Let's see. Rotating beacon on. Mixtures and props full forward. Master and battery switches on. Avionics master switches on. Let's wait for that to come up here. Throttle's open. Half inch. Okay. Fuel pumps coming on. And let's see, where are our fuel valves? Fuel valves are in the off position, which is going to embarrass us if we try to turn the engines on. We don't like to be embarrassed, so let's go. Let's go this engine, left engine. Let's make sure there's nobody out there to kill or maim. Hit the starter. Alright, that's coming up nicely. Let's check the right engine. There's nobody out there to kill or maim. So let's hit the starter. She's running. Got them both at got 1200. Both are, let's see. It's hard to tell. Alright, let's go panel lights on. Let's go nav and strobe lights on. Let's go taxi lights on. Let's dial in an initial altitude of, let's say, 5,500 feet. This thing's gonna climb like a homesick angel today, so there's no reason to stay low. Let's see, east is odd, west is even. So let's go 4,500 feet, actually. Now that I think about it. No, direct is heading a 009, so we'll go 5,500 feet. Let's lean the mixtures. Nav and strobe lights and taxi lights are on. Cool. Let's engage the brakes. Let's release the parking brake. It's going to be fun to find, and we actually found it, which I'm rather proud of. Alright. Let's check the brakes. Brakes seem to be working. Boy, this thing even taxis fast. So, what I was doing actually was trying to test. I can't get the fuel pump set up on my Honeycomb Bravo on for the Islander, and so what I was trying to do, I was given some testing instructions here to test it in this airplane to see if it worked in another twin engine plane, and it does. So I've answered my question, but I'm going to fly this airplane for entertainment purposes. And I mean, honestly, the Baron's one of my favorite planes in the world anyway, so let's go taxi light, landing lights on, rather. Statia, traffic, Baron, 58 Mike Romeo, back taxiing runway 06, full length for departure, Statia. I absolutely love the Beechcraft Baron. I think it's one of the coolest planes in the world. I don't fly it. I tend not to really fly airplanes that I'm completely incompetent to fly in real life, which some might argue would eliminate all planes from my choices, but boy, this should be about a 10-minute flight. Alright, there's no traffic on final that I can see. One of the reasons why I like having left turnarounds rather than, or right-hand turnarounds rather than left-hand turnarounds is with a right-hand turnaround you can see final for a lot longer. Alright, let's get it around here. Heading indicator checks with the runway number. Let's go mixtures and props full forward. Fuel pumps are on. Let's go. By the way, you should not be doing this on the runway. Flight director is on. Let's go nav mode on. And what other modes do we have here for fun? VS mode. And let's go vertical speed. Dial it into 800. We'll see what happens once we take off. Okay. Statia traffic. Baron 58 Mike Romeo taking off runway 6. Departure to the north. Statia. Alright. Props. Or excuse me. Manifold pressures full forward. Engine instruments are in the green. It's really twitchy on the ground. I don't know why. 80 knots. Holy cow. Alright. Positive rate. Gear is coming up. I can tell you already that alright, let's engage the autopilot. And how cool is this? Let's get a look outside here at this stunning airplane. Boy, look at that. Just looks cool. This is just one of the coolest airplanes in the world. Back in the cockpit here. There's a yaw dampener on this airplane. Probably should be. But I don't see it. Alright, prop RPMs 2500, manifold pressures 25. Alright. Boy, this thing can really climb, can it? Fuel pumps are off. Boy, look at that. Well, I got about, let's say, 10 minutes to learn how to fly this airplane. Should be enough, right? The thing is, once you, you know, I know people that are kind of fooling around with X-Plane 12 right now. I can think of some decent arguments for going and using Prepared. But just to me, once you get these views in your system, and when I mean your system, I mean inside your human system, you just can't go back. I just can't do it. I just can't do it. Alright, 5100 for 5500. Let's dial out the range here a little bit. Alright, bring the props back. 2400 on that, both sides. I'm gonna run it at 23 squared just because I need to learn how to fly this plane. Look at that. I'm sorry, but that's pretty sweet right there. That is a pretty sweet view right there. Alright, let's get thinking about where we're going here. Excuse me as I'm like turning to look off to this side here. I'm gonna go to heading mode. Get us turned over towards St. Maarten a little bit. Alright, altitude selector will come down to altitude selector will come down to 3,000. Actually, I'm going to dial it down to 2,600 and vertical speed. Alright, what's my altimeter here at Anguilla? 2988, so let's dial that in. One thing about flying faster airplanes is what happens is everything happens a little quicker. And that's really the bottom line. That's the biggest difference about flying faster airplanes is everything happens just a little bit quicker. Alright, let's check our flap speeds. Where are our speeds here? Let's see. Landing gear 154, flaps 154, 124. Alright. Okay, all good. Now let's get back into heading mode here. I'm going to go to vertical speed mode, into vertical speed here, and we'll come back to too fast here. Alright, let's see. All our lights are on. What is approach speed in this airplane? So one good thing about oh, here we go. Alright, that looks like 73 is dirty stall speed. So let's look at 73 times 1.3. Alright, about 95 knots is our final approach speed. This guy, oh, it's got a top of descent calculated for us. Really want to keep this guy right here. You can see just over the dash here. We want to keep that guy in view. So I don't know who he is or what he is. Oh, this is great. Ha! Well then. Okay. Autopilot is disengaged. This is going to be fun. So there are no backup engine instruments. Great. You know what? Rather than trying to land Princess Juliana traffic, Baron 58 Mike Romeo, pan, we have lost our primary flight displays. Going to be entering a long right downwind for runway 10, Princess Juliana. So, pan, what does pan mean? Pan means not everything is going to my complete satisfaction. No, actually, in all seriousness, what it means is make sure I'm under the gear speed, or the gear and the flap speed for that matter. What pan means is that, put the first notch of flaps in, means it's not an emergency, but it's an urgent situation that could become an emergency. It's funny, I've read about this happening to people. The Baron having the having the flight, or I think it was just the G1000. I don't think it was specific to the Baron, but having the flight displays go out in the G1000, and clearly that is what has happened here. And not an emergency, but not the greatest situation in the world to be in either. I don't know how to fly this airplane. Bring some power out here. Get this speed down a little bit. The reason why Princess Juliana traffic, Baron 58 Mike Romeo, pan, making a 5-mile right base for runway 10, Princess Juliana. The reason why I have picked Princess Juliana here rather than continuing to Anguilla is because this is a 7,500 foot long runway. Just a heck of a lot more appealing when you're dealing with a challenging situation. So, pretty comfortable. I mean, I've got the airplane pretty well under control, well within the gear speed. Descent rate seems pretty nominal at this point. I would love to have some backup engine instruments. I don't. You know, that's just the way it's going to be. We'll make an early turn in here. Princess Juliana traffic, Baron 58 Mike Romeo, pan. We have lost our primary flight displays, turning a 4-mile final for runway 10, Princess Juliana. Alright, now I'm going to go gear down. I'm going to put that second notch of flaps down. Now I'm going to try and stay. I don't want to get too slow here. It's like we're right on glide slope. So I'm going to use my throttles kind of as a gas pedal, for lack of a better term, because I want to keep that speed. One thing and this isn't an emergency, I'm gonna go props full forward because I don't care about making noise right now. One thing about situations where one thing might go wrong in an airplane, always just that chance that something else is going to go wrong too. I'm Irish. In the Irish, there's that famous saying that, Murphy's Law, whatever can go wrong will go wrong at the worst possible time. There's an Irish addendum to that. Now we really want to get some power in because I don't want to get too slow. There's an Irish addendum to that saying, and what the Irish addendum is that Murphy was an optimist. In other words, what could go wrong will go wrong at the worst possible time, and you can just bet on it. And so here I am without my flight displays, and you can just almost bet on an engine deciding it's going to cough it up right now. You know, just to add to the fun. So I want to be a little high and a little fast. That's what my goal is. Princess Juliana traffic, Baron 58 Mike Romeo for 2-mile final runway 11, Princess Juliana. And now you're just eyeballing it. I mean, I'm on center line. Airspeed is sufficient. A little bit high. Got 3 whites, 1 red. By the way, the DirectX 11 performance on this flight has been excellent. This was not planned. Like, I wasn't planning for this to happen. Take out a little bit of power. Nope. Don't mind white lights at this point on the Pappy because I'd much rather be long. Plenty of runway. Lights are all on.
500.
Princess Juliana traffic, Baron 58 Mike Romeo, short final runway 10, Princess Juliana. And everything seems so easy when you're on a 3-mile final or a 5-mile final. It doesn't seem quite so easy when you're on shore final. Right on glide slope, right on airspeed. Almost looks like I know what I'm doing. Runway is made. Right now, all I want to do, get it down to the ground, pull the power out, level off, and it'll touch down eventually. I don't really care whether it's a pretty landing or not. That one wasn't too bad. Maximum aerodynamic braking with the yoke. And let's get off the runway here. Beautiful night. Alright. Princess Juliana traffic. Baron 58 Mike Romeo's clear the runway, Princess Juliana. Alright. Now once we are clear of the runway, let's come to a stop. Bring the engines up just a little bit. Lean the mixtures. Make sure I am touching the correct lever. Put the flaps up. Turn the landing lights off. I mean, not that any of this is really important. Lean the mixtures for taxi. And we'll just come over here and find ourselves a nice place to park on the east ramp. How do we know it's the east ramp? Because in that direction, the next thing you find is Africa. So that's definitely east. Alright. So there's the red line. Alright, let's mixtures to idle cut off on both sides. Let's pull the parking brake on. Alright. Let's go, ironically, avionics master and battery off. Let's turn all of our lights off. Let's turn the mags off on both sides. Lights are all off. Panel lights off. Master and battery switches off. Alright, well, beautiful night for a flight. Look at that. And it does get this fire red at night, by the way, in this area. So that was an interesting first flight in the Baron. In real life, I would have had an iPad with me with ForeFlight, which would have given me a backup set of instruments, assuming that that the connection between the ForeFlight and the panel didn't crap out, the Bluetooth connection. Lessons. Rule number 1 in any sort of emergency or any sort of, urgent situation in an airplane: fly the airplane. That's rule number 1. In this situation, I had backup instruments of altimeter. Did not have vertical speed. Did not have any engine instruments. Did have airspeed and altimeter. The biggest thing I was really keeping my eye on was that airspeed indicator, because airspeed is life. It's another great aviation saying: airspeed is life. So you get in a situation like that. I mean, in real life, there would have been ATC to deal with and to help you out. And it's helping you in terms of getting traffic cleared out of your way, getting you priority to the runway. If you say pan, 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 they will give you priority. Pan is one notch, so to speak, short of an emergency. An emergency is mayday, mayday, mayday. But I had a functioning airplane, functioning pilot, and so I figured it wasn't an outright emergency. But again, you just declare your issue, get help where you can, and fly the plane. So that was my first Baron landing at night with failed primary flight display and multifunction display. So that was kind of fun. DX11 worked pretty well. This is again the Studio Driver, the new Studio Driver. And just one last thing, thank you so much for everybody who gave feedback on my last video when I was asking what I should do with my channel. So I really appreciate the feedback, and hope you guys are doing well. Talk soon.